Yes. Alright, welcome to the sleep meditation, the sleep affirmation. Welcome to the video that you play while you sleep. This is just to help you relax if you've had a stressful day and you just want to sleep well. And also, this will be affirmation, so that while you sleep, that you can also have things in your brain. You can get messages in your brain that will make you feel good about yourself by the time you wake up. The affirmation, motivation, and all the things that you want to have in your brain. And effortlessly. There's no effort at all in it if you do this. You set it to play while you sleep. You set it to play while you sleep, and then what you do is you find a way to put it on loop so that it repeats over and over again. So what I'll do is I will say the things, and then you just place and you just put it on loop. So that way it is better that way, because that way you can customize it for whatever duration that you want to sleep, so you don't feel pressure to sleep to a certain amount of time, and so that you don't feel that either you slept too much or too little, and you don't have to worry that it will stop before you are finished to sleep. So what you do is, I don't know how you would do it, but in whatever media player you have, probably you might have to export the file and import it some other way. But there are many ways to do it online. If you search online to export a file as MP3 or whatever, to convert the file. So either you convert the file or you can record it. Also, you can play this on a device and then record it on a second device that records files that you can put on loop, like an MP3 player or an MP3 thing, and then you put it onto another device with an application that has loop, and almost any application in the world will enable you to put a file, an audio file, on loop. If the initial way that you are experiencing this does not have a way to put it on loop, then you can find many other applications that when you have the proper file, you can put it on loop, and that way you just set it to loop, and it will play as long as you sleep, and then you turn it off when you wake up, unless you like the sound of it, in which case you can leave it on as long as you like. The choice is yours. All the power is for you. All the choice is yours. So, if you are not asleep by this time, then definitely now you want to go to sleep. Relax your body, but lay down on your bed. And also do not do this while driving. Do not do it while operating machinery. Do not do it while doing anything dangerous. Do not do it while doing anything where, if you are extremely relaxed, that it will be a danger to you or to others, or will be illegal. And anything to you or to others, but also anything that if you fall asleep will be a danger, or that if you will simply be too relaxed it will be a danger. There are certain things that you might be awake, but it's also a danger if you are especially relaxed. And sometimes you may not even realize it. You might be so relaxed without realizing it. And so do not depend only on your own way of gauging it, because it's possible sometimes You may not realize how relaxed you are until it's too late and something horrible has happened. Or even something that's not horrible, but we often do, a similar, you might want to think about it, like with drinking alcohol, which I do not encourage, especially if you're younger than whatever age in your country, the legal age of wherever you are. But I'm not saying you should drink. I'm not, and I don't mind. It doesn't matter if you drink or not, or if you have ever drunk in your life. What I'm saying is that similar to the instructions that they might give about alcohol or some medication or even other things, or even over-the-table medication for relaxation or something else, or for sleep. Well, obviously for sleep. But any time like that you get guidelines. Do not use an item. Do not use whatever the thing that you're using, whether it's an item you're taking, some chemical or alcohol or whatever, or listening to something that puts you in a relaxed state. So any of those kinds of instructions, imagine that applies here. So the same concern you should have, and also the device that you have playing on loop while you sleep, make sure that it is something that is safe to be left unattended for a long duration of time. Expect to be sleeping for a long time, 8 hours. Ideally you do sleep for 8 hours, but everyone has their own amount of sleep. That's good. So find out what's healthy for you. But whether or not you can sleep the entire 8 hours, it doesn't matter. Whatever the amount. But expect that for that duration, that whatever object it is that is playing on loop, that you can play on loop for that entire duration safely. And because there are certain phones or laptops that have dangers for the batteries or the heat or some other thing like that, check the manufacturer on whatever item you have to make sure that there's no danger of it overheating or causing a fire or something like that. Especially, and I do not recommend that you put this in your bed with you or under your pillow or near your pillow in case, well, first of all, in case you toss and turn and it could fall off the edge of the bed, or also because you might unwittingly, like accidentally throw a cover so a pillow can cover it and then you won't hear it. But also because if it's some kind of if it's an electronic device, they all need ventilation, because if it's covered then it might overheat, and so you don't want to worry about that. You don't want to first of all, obviously for the device itself, you don't want it to get damaged, but also for safety reasons, you don't want something to happen while you're asleep. And also, even if nothing happens, even if you're sure 99%, 99 whatever, sure that nothing will happen, you want to be relaxed while you're sleeping. You don't want to be sleeping and part of you is worrying something will happen, because you want to be completely relaxed while you're doing this. So make sure, check the manufacturer, and even if the manufacturer doesn't say anything, you want to check online to see if there's any reports of anything happened to the devices, because for safety and also to make that this is effective, exercise. So once you've done that, I want you to relax and put it on loop as many times as you want. There's no right time. The right time is only the time that's best for your body and your health and your well-being. And even then, if there's a time, but if you're not able to maximize, if you're not able to sleep the amount of time that's optimal for you, for your body, for your brain, for your spirit, because you have to wake up early, or you have to take care of the children, or you have to go to work, or you have to do something, and you won't have time, or you want to sleep late, do not feel bad about it. It's okay. Do not be shamed for that. You go the amount of time that you sleep. Whatever time it is the best time. Of course, you want to do your best, because you want to try to get a proper amount of sleep. But if you don't, do not feel bad about it. Again, you sleep. So now we will begin the part for the affirmation. So by now you should be in bed, lie down completely in the bed, or if you have some kind of physical condition that prevents you from lying completely flat, if you have to sleep upright, or part of your body needs to be upright, whether it's your legs or your back, it doesn't really matter. Whatever it is, whatever position it is that you normally sleep, get into that position. There's no right or wrong here. So get in that position. Close your eyes whenever you're ready. And let your whole body completely relax. Now we're going to start by doing a full body relaxation toward your body to make your body completely relax. We'll start with your head. The top of your head feel completely relaxed. And then you go down to your forehead. And the forehead is completely relaxed. And then you go to the rest of your face, your eyes, your temples, the side of your brain, the side of your head, your cheekbones, your cheeks, your nose, the bridge of your nose, the space between your eyes, sometimes between the eyebrows. Sometimes we collect a lot of stress without even realizing it. So make sure that the place between your eyes, between your eyebrows, on your forehead, about a centimeter, about 2 centimeters, about an inch above the top of your nose, to there from the place where your eyes meet. And if that is not the measurement of your face, we all have different shaped face and different size face. And so the estimate of approximately 2 centimeters, or about an inch above the top of the bridge of your nose, where it connects with your forehead, that is just an estimate. That is just for many people. But if it is not for you, that's okay. Only just the place between your eyebrows and your forehead. So make sure that is completely relaxed. Also the rest of your face, your nose, your mouth. And if you are sleeping with a device, if you have a CPAP machine or other thing like that, don't worry about it. Leave it on. It's fine for this exercise. Anything that you would be using regularly to sleep, you can use that and have it on. If you have the tape across your face or across your nose or something like that, everything is good. And if the CPAP machine is pinching out the tape, if you have tape that's for across the bridge of your nose to open up your septum, to help you breathe, if that is pulling slightly, that's alright too. The point is that anything, no matter whatever you would be doing normally for relax, to sleep, do exactly that. Don't make any adjustments. And so now we continue. Also the back and the side of the head. And now to the back of the head, on the bottom, and to the mouth, onto the lips, and everything that is in your mouth and your tongue. Let your tongue relax as well. And also your throat, and your chin, and your throat, and your collarbone. Yes, you want your collarbone and your shoulders to be completely relaxed, and your shoulders. And if you're wearing a shirt, or if you're wearing a necklace or something, and it's pulling or tugging or such, don't worry about it. Whatever you would normally be wearing, do exactly that. And then the tops of your arms, let them be completely relaxed. And then your elbows, and then your forearms, and then your wrists, and then your hands and your fingers and the tips of your fingers and your thumb, all your palm and both sides, and everything that I mentioned before. You want to both sides of it. I will not go back to do it now, but just think to yourself, imagine that I had said that, and that both sides, everything completely relaxed. And also your chest, the front of the chest, the back of the chest, the sternum, the solar plexus. You want that to be completely relaxed as well. There's a very powerful energy center there. And the back, to the and everything around your stomach, and then your midsection, and your crotch, and your groin, and all of that, and your rear, and the area on your backside, also completely relax. And also, I forgot to mention, it doesn't really matter what position you sleep in. You want to get into the position that you normally sleep in for this exercise, and I think sometimes also for other reasons you want to sleep on your back. But the point is that over the course of this sleep meditation, it's not really meditation, this sleep audio that will help you sleep, by the end of it you will fall completely asleep. And it's not by the end of it, it doesn't matter, you don't have to wait until the end of it. Also, if at any point that you fall asleep during this, that's okay. You do not have to wait until the end. The purpose of this is to sleep. And if it fulfill the purpose before its end, that's great. There's no right or wrong. So if you fall asleep, so the reason why you want to start in the sleep position is that if you fall asleep, because also the relaxation, you want to drift into sleep effortlessly. And if you change the position from the relaxation unto sleep, then it will agitate you and it might activate your energy. And the whole point of this is for you to be completely relaxed. So right now, and if you did not do it now, that's okay. There's no right or wrong. But make sure now you're in a position that you will fall asleep in. That's right. Whatever position you take is right. There's no right or wrong. Also, now, so if the explanation of the state interfered with your relaxation, then feel free to start again with the body relaxation and skip the part that where I said this. You can skip this part if you want to start over again with the body relaxation. And so now we're catching up with that part. Then your midsection, then your thighs. A lot of energy in the thighs, and every person collects different energy. There's no right or wrong. If you are someone who says, I often get a lot of energy in my back or my thighs or my knees or something like that, everyone is different. Everyone gets energy but there are certain energy centers that according to certain health customs will be specific. It might be particular energy centers, like the chakras or something like that for particular traditions might have designated. But when I say the term energy centers, I also mean that in addition to that, it could also be every person has different parts of their body where they attract energy. Sometimes they hold on to it. Sometimes they attract it because they want to. Sometimes the energy is attracted and they don't want it to be there. But the point is that everyone is different. And there's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. Whatever happens is great. It's not great if it causes you pain, obviously. And hopefully this will help with that. But I mean that whatever it is, we'll accept that completely. And there's no right or wrong. So what I mean by great is that whatever it is, and it's fine. It could be bad as in the pain itself is bad. If you're stressed out, if you have a specific acute pain or some chronic illness or issue, that obviously it's bad in the sense that it's not good, that you don't want to have that, you want to get rid of that. But it's not bad in a way of judgment. You don't want to judge the pain even, much less, of course, you don't want to judge yourself. And it's neither bad nor good, it's about accepting, 100% accepting what is. There's neither good nor bad. And of course there are certain things that are good or bad in a certain sense. But what I mean is they are neither good nor bad in some kind of absolute, in a sense of judgment. You don't want to be labeling things. You don't want to, whatever. That's for another conversation. Where were we? That's right. You're letting go your thighs, your energy in your thighs. Because often people collect a lot of energy in their thighs. Because if you walk around all day, there's a lot of energy kept up. If you exercise, and also if you don't, and this is not a judgment. If you exercise, if you don't exercise, that's not a judgment. And if you're not on your feet if you sit a lot all day, that's not a judgment. Sometimes people sit for that because they have a medical requirement, a medical reason that forces them to sit, or because their job requires them to force them to sit. Although in this case you can look into a standing desk or some alternate way, or between hours you set a timer. So that for a certain period of time you're working, but then you set a timer, that amount of time you walk around, you stretch your legs, and you get some physical exercises. It's extremely important. But the point is also, if you cannot do that, that's all right. There's no right or wrong. And also, even if it's not for work, or you're just sitting around, not doing anything, and it could be, well, it sounds like it could be depression, but even if it's not, even for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. This is not the time to discuss that. But for whatever reason that you might not be using your legs, you might not be walking around, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't really matter either way. But the point is that, and actually, because sometimes when people do not use their legs a lot, or when they are not using their muscles, in fact, it could have the opposite effect. Sometimes the muscles can seize up, or sometimes you get something like, I don't know what, it could be a restless leg syndrome, yeah? Restless, I don't know. So that, and so sometimes what can happen is that even from the lack of use of some of your, and I'm not even talking about some kind of muscle atrophy, which of course itself is serious, but something like that, any kind of thing you can, from not using your limbs, not using your muscles, and could also, that it could cause pain, and even from sitting in the same position, or lying down in the same position all day, you can get soreness. You can get a soreness in your limbs, or your joints, or something like that. I guess the extreme would be bed sores, but the bed sores is something that, man, if you have bed sores, you definitely want to see a professional, because bed sores is usually something where either you have some medical need, where you cannot physically move your body, and you cannot turn or do something like that, or maybe that's, but again, if you have bed sores just because you're sitting in a certain position, and it's not from illness, it's neither that no good, but you definitely want to talk to a professional, because that is a sign that it is not a good thing to have, and it's neither bad nor good, but that thing is not good, and you want to sit, and this also could become an illness that is worse, so you want to see a professional about that. But the point is that wherever your energy, it could be in your legs or not, you want to let it go and to release it. And also, if there are particular places that typically you yourself get, what is the word? Whatever, at other places that I previously mentioned, above the legs, that you typically get a concentration of energy that gets trapped there during the day. And I don't use trap in a way that it means that it's the bad thing. It's neither good nor bad. It just means physically it's trapped in there. But if there are other places that happens to, then go back, and also you want to focus your relaxation on those places if I did not mention them. And also if I did mention them, but you want to spend a little more time, you can do it, because the point is to get all the parts of your body, all the parts of your body, they should be completely relaxed now. And the point is that some of them, for some things, well, some of them are already relaxed, and some of them need some relaxation. Yeah, and some of them, for a lot of people have certain areas of the body where they collect a lot of energy, and it's much more than others. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. It matters if for your particular situation, and it doesn't matter if it's something that used to be a condition and it's better, or it doesn't matter if it's a temporary thing that you're not used to. The point is right now, today. It's only today, right? It's only today. Alright, so it's only today, and if right now you get a lot of energy in a particular part of your body and I did not focus on it, go back before. And I apologize right now, I got a little frustrated. And I assure you it was not you at all, by any means. I assure you 100% that my frustration is not at you. There are some things that I'm going with personally. And I don't say that because I want sympathy or pity. But there are some things that we're all going through things sometimes. And I obviously had some stress in me that I operate, and that it was released towards you, and I apologize. There's a little glimmer of my shadow, yeah? It's ironic, not Also I like that turn of phrase, a glimmer of the shadow glimmer, yeah? A glimmer, by which I mean like a brief reflection of my shadow. And I'm going to tell you that we all have a shadow. Alright, that's for another time. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about your shadow. Right now, now's the time for relaxation. Now is not the time to talk about me or anyone else. It's about you. But it's also not about you, because I don't want you to be thinking about things. Don't think about your life. It's not about you either. It's about relaxation. I want you to focus on relaxation, but don't focus on it. Just allow it to happen. So allow your body to be relaxed. Your knees, yeah. Your calves. The front part of your leg. All the other sides of your leg, from top to bottom now. Your ankles, yeah. Your feet. The top of your feet. Whichever position your feet are in. I mean the instep, yeah? The top and the bottom of your feet, the soles of your feet, your heel, your toes, yeah? And if you do not have feet, it doesn't matter. If you have feet but you don't have toes, it doesn't matter. Or if you're missing some of your toes, or if there are any parts of your body that you are missing, it's alright, it doesn't matter. When I talk to that part and I say relax it, don't feel bad that you don't have that part. It doesn't matter. Simply use that energy towards a different body part. And presumably you have another body part that you can relax. And if you don't have any body parts that you're able to move, if you're quadriplegic, if you are some kind of neurological disorder, either or maybe your body parts move but you cannot feel them or something like that, it doesn't matter. The point is to relax. In fact, it's good sometimes to use visualization, yeah? So that if you don't, and it's not to shame you, it's not that if you don't have the part, you have to think as though you had the part. It doesn't matter, it's neither good nor bad that you do. I mean, it might be bad that you don't have that particular body part, of course. I'm not taking away that it might be difficult for you. And similar to the other thing, it might be bad as in it might be more difficult. But it's not bad as in you're neither bad nor good. It doesn't mean you're not whole. You're not a whole person and complete. It does not mean anything like that, right? So if I mention a body part that either you do not have, or you have but you do not have access to the emotion of it, you do not have feeling, you cannot feel the nerves at that part, you cannot feel it, it doesn't matter. Either apply that to a part that you do have, or if none of your body parts are working, just think of something nice, something relaxing, that's right. So now your entire body should be completely relaxed now. And on the count of 5, counting down from 5 to 1, now that you're completely relaxed, you don't want to sleep yet, but if you are asleep, that's okay. But I guess if you are asleep, you cannot hear this. But if you are listening to this before you go to sleep or trial run, I want to say that if you fall asleep, again, to reiterate that I said earlier, any particular time you fall asleep is great, because that's the purpose of the exercise. So now that your body is completely relaxed, and your mind is open, and your brain is completely relaxed to receive messages that are positive, you are great. You are a wonderful person. You are strong and powerful. Everything that your dreams you want to make to happen, you can do that. There's infinite possibility for that things that you do. You're a confident person. You walk into a room and everyone there is receptive to you, and they all think to themselves, that's great, I'm so glad that that person is here, any gender that you are, and even if you do not identify as any gender at all, that's okay too, you're great. And you go on stage to deliver a production, a presentation, whether it's for work or entertainment or medical or online, And you can do that with 100% confidence that you will be prepared for that. And everyone will receive it with love. And if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter, because you are confident. And everyone will receive everything you say with, like you're talking professional. And your work, you should have a limitless confidence in your work, with your relationships. And also we offer services in custom meditation, manifestation, affirmation for all areas of life, whether it's work, romance, self-confidence, relaxation itself, although that is more of a category of that we provide. But if that is something that you're having trouble with outside of romance, work, relationships, interpersonal things of all types, or confidence, or so we offered, I guess there would be things that improve with the relaxation within all of those things, as well as the confidence within all of those things, as well as themselves being categories that are confidence or romance. So for example, say you are good in many of these things and you don't need a particular quadrant of your life that's not right, that's not ready, and but generally, you lack confidence. Say you have things that are working great, you are optimal except for the confidence at work. You're optimal except for the confidence with romance. You're optimal except for the confidence with other particular things, but just confidence in general, where that's an issue, we do that. Or relaxation in general, we do that. So that's good. But for now, imagine that you don't need any courses or anything like that. In fact, the best way to succeed with the course is to have in your mind that you already have achieved it. So, but that's for a different conversation. For now, imagine that you have all the things, and you are great, and you are confident, and you have money, all the money that you need to feel secure and safe. You have professional accolades, and the people in your profession respect you, and they want to be your friend. In addition to interacting with you professionally, they also want to hang out with you and be your friend. Everything is going great with your family, and of course there are certain unavoidable issues you would have with your family, but you can encounter them with confidence and grace. All your dreams come true. All the good dreams come true. And if you have nightmares, your nightmares do not come true. And also after this you will not have nightmares. You will either have nights where your dreams are wonderful, or you don't dream at all, or your dreams are neutral, but you don't have bad dreams. And if you do have bad dreams, which is happening, it's not good or bad if you have a nightmare. But during the course of the day, you will not remember the nightmare, and you will not stress about things, because the nightmare is just a manifestation of some things that are not real. So if you have a nightmare of stressful thoughts while you sleep, or if you do not have a good night's sleep, if you have anxiety while you sleep, if you're worried about things in your life, if you're worried about your job is not going well, or your bills not going well, or your relationships and your problems, if you owe money for something like that and you don't know how to pay it, or if someone you like does not like you, if they do not reciprocate, or if you got fired from your job, or if you do not have a job, there are many things that if you're worried about that, it's completely understandable that these things should keep you up at night. It's completely understandable that things that you made mistakes in the past that should worry you, or things in the future. In the past is depression, in the future it's anxiety, So if you are bothered by depression or anxiety and it's keeping you up, do not let that bother you, because the only thing worse than having those things be disturbing to you is that you beat up on yourself later, So let it go, and if you do not have a good night's sleep, do not worry about it the next day. Just let it go, like leaves on the stream, like clouds in the sky. And if you do not listen to our meditation program, where I talk more in detail about the clouds in the sky metaphor, Und about the leaves in the stream metaphor is well put it on in a meditation, which is completely free. And you can find it probably wherever you are listening to this. Whichever platform, it will be there as well. So the point is that your day will be completely relaxed whether you dream or nightmare, happiness, relaxation, or stress, anxiety, or depression. Either way, you will be able to move forward with your day and it not affect you. And all the things that you want will be great. And don't forget to play this entire thing on loop. Because otherwise, if I could do this for, say the ideal sleep time, there are two reasons why I will not repeat it. One reason is because everyone has a different amount of time that they sleep. And also I don't want you to think that because the recording size is 8 hours means that you will miss something if you don't get the whole 8 hours, or that there's something wrong with you if you cannot sleep for 8 hours, or that if you sleep too few hours that you'll be worried that you're missing something, or that there's something wrong with you, or there's nothing wrong with you at all. Or if it's just that period of time and that you feel like you sleep longer than that, I don't want to, maybe because perhaps if it's playing, then your system gets accustomed to its playing. And then when it ends, if it ends abruptly and you're still sleeping, then it might wake you up, and we don't want to do that either, because especially you don't want to wake up in a panic, because when you wake up in a panic, sometimes the effects of that will last throughout the day. So for those two, for that reason, those two reasons are part of the first reason. The second reason is also the file size. So I cannot make a recording. I cannot loop this for the entire duration. So remember to loop this in whatever audio player you have, or whatever platform you're using. If it does not have a function to where you can loop it infinitely, then export it into some file or re-record it into another device, and then you can import that into something. Often the device onto which you record it can itself play back, but if it does not do that, then the device onto which you have recorded it, export it again and import it into another file somehow onto a device that plays with a loop option. And I would be surprised that there are not things that you can do, either most things that have a playback, that you can play something, it will have a loop function, like a repeater loop function. The loop function is usually a circle, or it's like a semicircle, it's like an O but sideways with arrows. That means like you to play it perpetually. So when you do that, so most items you'll be able to do that. And if you cannot make that happen, do not feel bad for yourself. But I don't have a solution for you. But you can try playing it, and maybe it won't wake you when I finish. But for that, continue to sleep and rest. And remember, also for these things, this will be free. I think if someone's charging you to do this, you're not supposed to do that, because this particular one is completely free. But if you want a custom one, or if you want, we will do other versions that you will have to pay for. Not have to, that you can choose to pay for. And also we can do custom versions, where if you want to sleep affirmation or sleep program that will relax, but you want it customized, you can order that. And you can order that and also other things, many other products we have, as well as different other things like this. And so go to product service Soltions.com. Remember, that's product service Soltions. Now the third word, it sounds like, otherwise it would normally be solutions. The spelling is that it would be solutions, but it does not have the U. It doesn't matter why, for whatever reason it does not have the U. So it's Soltions without the U. And the logo of the company is without you we can't do it. Without you we need you, something like that, with the letter U to help you remember it. So product service Soltions, because all that we're missing is you. That's it. All that we're missing is you.com. Not all that we're missing is you.com. Product service Soltions.com. So go there and you can order whatever you want. Then often, I think, my understanding is that I do not have access to the website. I do not operate it. My understanding is that the website itself is not always updated with all the products and items there. So you have to send an email to that's listed on the website, I think, It's product service Soltions, the same spelling, at gmail.com. Product service Soltions at gmail.com. So you contact them and tell them exactly what you want, and they will provide it for you. I'm not the person who answers to emails per se, so I will not know what it is. But that is, and all I know is that is the website you go to, and that is the email that you use. But either way, it will send you to send an email, so you might as well just go to send an email. But the website is fine, but I can't guarantee that everything there is up to date or that it even has everything. Alright. And remember, the only limitations is the boundaries of your dreams.